Hey everybody, welcome again to Pop Politics. Um, there's something that's pretty that's trending right now online, and I think it's being filmed by maybe a local television station, where a bridge collapsed on some cyclists. I guess they were or some people that were driving, or people that were going under the underpass of the bridge, and what I don't hear in the media, even in the independent media that I listen to, what I still haven't heard, and I haven't even seen them cover this yet. So maybe I'm criticizing them a bit, prematurely. But what's not being talked about? Everybody's saying, they're giving their prayers, and they're hopeful that they can find peace with the tragedy that just happened. But the element that's not being talked about is how they were killed. They were killed because a bridge collapsed. A lot of Americans don't know how horrible America is, or how bad things have gotten. We have one of the we get a grade of D minus in our infrastructure when it comes to our roads and bridges and our tunnels and aqueducts. We get a grade of D minus internationally. We are the richest country in the history of the world. Why do we get, when it comes to our roads and bridges and our infrastructure, we get a grade of D? There are people in Flint that are still dying due to lack of attention to their pipes, their underwater pipes. They're still being poisoned. Obama went down there and drank some water. He went down there and drank water as to say that, the water is fine and that people can drink it. People are still dying. They're being poisoned. They were still being forced to pay their bills, even though they know the water was poison. The lead is outrageous. There was one mother that her daughter was, an honor roll student, a gifted student, and from drinking the water, her daughter is now getting, assisted help, like she's in a remedial class, because of the lead and the effects we know that it does to the brain. So that's the part that's not been talked about. We haven't even had a Congress or a president, even when Obama was in office, that paid attention to our infrastructure and got a lot of things done. We need a huge, at least $1 trillion investment, at least $1 trillion, to get our bridges and waterways, aqueducts and roads, to par. Why are we being taxed? We're being taxed. Taxes come out of your check. Why are you being taxed when you're not getting your bridges and road? Our bridges and roads look horrible. We get a grade of D minus internationally when it comes to other countries and how their bridges and how well their roads are doing. We get a D minus. So, oh my bad. Hold on. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, we get a grade of D minus internationally. We're the rich. Think about, we're the richest country in the world. We're being taxed. We have no representation in Congress. The majority of the popular policies that the polls say that the American people want are not being passed. There's no correlation to what public policy, to what public opinion is, meaning what the public wants, what you and I want. There was a Princeton study that showed what you and I wanted had no effect on policies that were passed, but to the when it was that was not the case when it comes to the correlation when it comes to corporate donors or people that give campaign contributions, give money to these politicians, the people in Congress and in Senate. They found there was almost a direct correlation to the public policies or the policies that the corporations wanted. They gave them the money to what laws were passed, basically. So it was pay to play. I'm paying you and I'm getting you elected, or I'm paying for your campaign. You're going to do what I tell you to do when you get in office, and that's what's going on. So we have people that not even investing $1 trillion in our infrastructure to get it up to par, and now you have people dying. You're being taxed, but your money isn't going towards the infrastructure. So that's what I'm not hearing, and I think we really just need to think about, is this acceptable? Is it acceptable to be taxed? I get taxed. Is it acceptable? We all get taxed. Is it acceptable to have the government taking our money, being taxed, but not representing us and having us die off of collapses of bridges that are supposed to be taken care of by our government? That's a crime against our Constitution, I believe, in my point of view. So we need to start thinking about this in another way. Why did these people die? They died because corruption. People are getting paid. They're not doing what the people want. They're not even building our roads and bridges anymore. So, that's just another element to the argument of what's going on. Peace.